It is once again time to talk Tide. We got Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama on the line. You have obviously found Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, where we deliver the best in discussion, debate, and analysis. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to videos to build the channel and keep delivering the content to you, the smart fan. Stephen, how you doing today?
Doing well, man. It's a great Tuesday. Great afternoon. Some warm weather in Alabama right now, but as always, fun to be on Mark Rogers TV. You can't beat that with a stick.
That's right. You're one of my main guys, and will remain so. So we go to you for the insight and the firsthand look at the Tide with a scrimmage in the books. The boys got a little anger up and popped the pads and got after it. Your thoughts about what happened there?
Well, Alabama had its first scrimmage of the spring on last week, and Nick Saban talked about it in the press conference following that. Some good things offensively. Crimson Tide, a lot of experience with Tua Tagovailoa being back. Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, two experienced running backs back in the fold. The wide receiver core, which consists of Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs III, Devonta Smith, and Jalen Waddle. Though Henry Ruggs missed the scrimmage, had a little personal issue, death in the family for him, but was not able to participate in the scrimmage with home. But offensively, Alabama's got a lot of talent back on the roster. The biggest question is going to be the backup quarterback spot behind Tua Tagovailoa. Nick Saban never wanted to announce his hand in spring ball. For the first time in his going through now his 13th season, Saban mentioned straight up that Tua is the obvious starter of the upcoming season for the Crimson Tide. Now, Alabama fans, this was not new to them. This was not anything different for them, but still kind of weird to hear Nick Saban go out there and already mention the guy in spring ball. But behind Tua, the battle for second string comes down to Mac Jones and two freshmen, Paul Tyson and Talia Tagovailoa, the younger brother of Tua. And while Mac Jones, he's got some experience, the redshirt sophomore out of Jacksonville, Florida, didn't get that much playing time last year due to that Jalen Hurts and Tua on the roster. But this time around, Nick Saban giving the young man every opportunity to show he can be consistent, that he can run this offense. I was told via number of sources on Saturday that Mac Jones got extensive work in the scrimmage, had about 50 pass attempts, so got extensive work there. But the other two guys that are really battling him for that second spot, keep your eyes on Paul Tyson, the great-grandson of legendary head coach Paul W. Bear Bryant. Paul Tyson, who hails from Hewitt-Trussville High School in the Birmingham area, four-star at 6'5", 218 pounds. He had just one drive in the scrimmage, but took the team down the field and fired a dart to freshman wide receiver John Mechie for a touchdown, which had a lot of fans dropping their jaw at Bryant Denny. This kid, Paul Tyson, a big arm, big-time playmaker, can do some things at the quarterback position. Right now, Tua is the bona fide starter, but the chase for number 2 is on.
Alabama football talk gets no better than with Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama. Of course, this is Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Hopefully, you have found us locked in, subscribed. If you haven't, check out the videos. I believe that you will determine that this is the place to be for the best discussion, debate, and analysis in college football. All right, position battles wage across the nation in every camp, including the premier program in the country at Alabama. And Dylan Moses is one of the premier players at his position in the country, but he needs some help.
Needs some help. Mark. Dylan Moses returns as a junior inside linebacker from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 5-star in the 2017 class. And last year, led the team in tackles with 86, had 10 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, was a finalist for the Butkus Award, a guy that brings a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of experience. But behind him, this was the first time in the Nick Saban era where that inside backer position kind of a weakness in terms of guys not having enough reps on the field in terms of game experience. Now, there is talent. Brandon Alaquejo is back, coming back as a true sophomore from Reno, Nevada, at 6'1", 224 pounds. Did a lot of things on special teams this past year, but has got to get in that rotation where playing linebacker is concerned. Then you have Joshua McMillan, a redshirt senior who came to the 2015 class out of Memphis, Tennessee. One of the older guys on this group, but still doesn't have a lot of experience. I mean, you have Jalen Moody, Martell Benton, Shane Lee, a number of just different guys that you got to get them reps. You've got to see what can they bring to the table, and can you trust these guys in what they bring to the table. So Dylan Moses is the bona fide leader. He is the guy at inside linebacker, but now it's on Nick Saban, it's on defensive coordinator and inside linebackers coach Pete Golding to see who's the next guy we can trust to take a lot of that pressure off Dylan Moses. We know he can run this defense. We know he is the engine that gets this thing going, but can we find somebody behind him to take some of that pressure off?
As you mentioned, not much of a track record on the field on game day for any of those guys, including Moody and McMillan. McMillan with 14 tackles last year. As you mentioned, this is his last go-around with the Tide. A similar situation at free safety, or Xavier McKinney, and then a whole list of guys that could step up and join him in the backfield.
Oh, absolutely. In the secondary, Xavier McKinney, playing that strong safety role, had a big year last season. 74 tackles among the team leaders in pass breakups with 10, if I'm not mistaken, and a guy that was very much so frustrated in the national championship game against Clemson, where the guys were called in the wrong spots. The Clemson offense did a great job moving the football in. You know, Ed is a very passionate, very intense, very hard-nosed guy. And with him anchoring that strong safety spot, you look at the free safety role with Deontay Thompson departing to the National Football League, there is a five-man battle going for the spot. The five guys in question, you look at Jarrett Maiden, Daniel Wright, Eddie Smith, three guys already on campus, and then two guys that will come in the summer as freshmen, DeMarco Helms out of Maryland and Jordan Battle out of St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, in a perfect world, Mark, I would love to see Daniel Wright take the spot. The reason being, he's 6'1", 195 pounds, tremendous range, another kid out of the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area. The issue with Daniel Wright is he's got to be in compliance with Nick Saban. Got to Saban's doghouse quite a bit last year, and then had to repair a torn labrum in his shoulder, only played 4 games. In a perfect world, Daniel Wright would be the guy. In a reasonable, rational world, Jarrett Maiden would be the guy, the senior out of Texas at 6 feet, 197 pounds, a natural thumper. Can he become a better coverage guy? Remains to be seen. But a freshman to watch out for, they could pass to both guys, Mark. Keep your eyes on Jordan Battle out of St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Florida, the 4-star. This young man at 6'1", 6'2", about at 195 pounds, got better each and every year during his high school tenure, and he's got range like nobody's business, can cover, can defend, has an eye for kicking off different pass patterns. And with Alabama bringing in the likes of Charles Kelly to work with the safeties, and seeing how Kelly was able to mold Derwin James, Tavares McFadden, Jalen Ramsey, and Lamarcus Joyner at Florida State. Kelly's got an eye for talent. It's a 5-man battle at that free safety spot. In a perfect world, Daniel Wright. In a realistic world, Jarrett Maiden. But keep your eyes on the freshman coming in, Jordan Battle.
And of course, as you mentioned, Battle coming from one of the fine football producing high schools in the nation at St. Thomas Aquinas. With Maiden, he racked up 17 tackles in limited time last year. And I also see where Daniel Wright, you mentioned his limited playing time, but in a perfect world, if he can clean up his act and do some of the right things that he needs to do, more so in his conduct and approach to the game, with very limited playing time, but all racked up 2 pass breakups just in that limited playing time. Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama on the line with us, talking Alabama football. Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, breaking down the game that we love for the hardcore college football fan. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also join us on SG1 Sports SEC channel as we help out the effort there. The center position, of course, may not get the due that it deserves during this Alabama dynasty run over the last 11 to 12 years. People think the stream of NFL running backs that have gone through, the freakish wide receivers like Ridley and Jones, and other components, of course, the front 7 on defense, and then the secondary as well. But the center position has been a mainstay and a position of leadership on this team, but it's wide open right now.
The center position may be the least of the concerns when it is open, due to you got 2 very talented guys battling this thing out. Well, 3 battling this thing out. And to start us off, you got Chris Owens, who's returning for his redshirt junior year, 6'3", 310-pounder out of Arlington, Texas. Went to Lamar High School, a consensus 4-star when he came in 2016. Very scary athletic guy. Nick Saban mentioned he has progressed well. He has worked well. Looks really good at that center position. Kind of reminds fans of a young Antoine Caldwell, where Caldwell was at the Crimson Tide in 2008. We're talking about an All-American, first-team All-Southeastern Conference center. So Chris Owens right now is the main guy. Behind him, you've got Emil Ekiyor, who came in the 2018 class, another 4-star guy. He is more so as a natural center. In his 2 to 3 years playing high school ball, he was at that center spot. He's worked well there so far, has even gotten some reps in at offensive guard. But his main thing, he wants to be a center. And behind Ekiyor, therein lies Darian Dalcourt, another 4-star from the state of Georgia, who came in 2019. And this guy has got a massive wingspan, long arm, can lock up at the point of attack. So right now, Chris Owens is the leader in the clubhouse. He's got the advantage at center. He backed up Ross Pierschbaker through 13 games a season ago. But Emil Ekiyor and Darian Dalcourt not backing away here.
Stephen M. Smith, Touchdown Alabama, delivering the goods as always on the Tide as Alabama has wrapped up 1 scrimmage. I'm guessing 2 more in the books that are coming.
One more coming this weekend, and then the spring game on April 13th.
Absolutely. You will be there, of course, and covering the Tide like nobody else, Stephen. We appreciate it. You're always welcome, as you know it, and I'll be tracking you down soon to get to more information out of camp.
No problem, Mark. Thank you, guys.